Listen, here's a reason why you need a valuation. Here are 5 reasons why people get business valuation. And the last reason is a bonus. The other day we spoke about what a business valuation is at a very high level, because the intent is to teach you guys as we get deeper and deeper into information. But in this example, we're going to try to figure out, or I'm going to just tell you, why do people get business valuations? And stay tuned for the next one. In the first example, it's pretty easy. You just want to sell your business. So it's not much to it. You just want to sell your business and get away with it. For instance, there's a guy that I knew that wanted to sell his business because he wanted to travel the world. There are various reasons why people want to sell their business. Other reasons why people may want to sell their business is because you have a serial entrepreneur. What he would normally do is just build businesses and selling them all the time, consistent. They're serial, they're doing it consistently. And they can do that because one, they understand their market and they understand the players in the market and what they're looking for. So they can build it and then sell it. Sometimes it may be pre-revenue, sometimes it may be post-revenue. But in this situation, serial entrepreneurs are usually just building and selling consistently. It's like part of them, who they are. The next one is the founder just may be tired of it. Like he found a different passion and he just wants to do something else. He doesn't really want to do this anymore. So he just wants to sell his business. All these reasons are just reasons of why someone wants to sell their business. There's a lot more, but I'm giving you high level here. What's important here is all these people need business valuation. In the next example, which is number 2, people just want to buy businesses. This is also pretty simple because you're just buying it. Now, there's different reasons as why people are wanting to buy a whole bunch of business or just want to buy one business. For instance, you may have someone in a corporate career or someone that worked for a really long time and they save up their money, and when they're done with their corporate career or whatever career they had, they just want to go buy a business. I know a guy like that. He left his corporate marketing career and just went into buying a whole bunch of laundromats. You also have private equity companies. These companies are usually trying to add to their portfolio, so they're buying whether in large scale, but what we're seeing now in the market is they're getting more niche. So they might buy 30 air conditioning companies within South Florida or within the Georgia area, or buy a whole bunch of public truck companies in order to transport for freight. So these are reasons why private equities want to buy businesses. Sometimes you may have a group of investors or maybe a family or something along those lines, and what they'll do is they want to own most of the market share within that region. So for instance, I know a group, they bought a lot of gas stations around the area and they're constantly asking me for more gas stations to purchase. And they just want to keep buying businesses. In that same light, they need the valuation. This determines how much they're going to pay for the business. In the third example, it gets a little bit complex because this is litigation work. All this means is that you're going to court and you're going to dispute something about the business. Usually it's about the value of the shares. So they call it usually corporate disputes or corporate divorce or partnership divorce. But what usually happens is 2 partners or more going to court fighting for how much they own the business for various reasons. One may feel like he contributed more than the other one. One may feel like he didn't work at all, so he wants all the shares to himself. But in order to determine who gets what and how much of who gets what is by determining the value of the business. There's also versions of this which is very popular as well, is when you have a husband and wife. So they own a business together or they're getting a divorce for whatever reason and they have to split the fees. But not just split the fees, but also split the value of the business or how much someone may buy someone else out. And that's another version of business valuation. This happens mostly in courts, but here's a side note. Usually when you're doing this, you're going to call a CVA or someone ASA or someone that has a valuation credential, and you're going to go through all your theories, analyticals, your foundational quantitative analysis, a little bit of the qualitative analysis, and go on stand testifying to the value of the business. And the judge is going to determine whether this is a good valuation or a bad valuation. But this mostly happens in court, litigation valuations. The fourth reason is raising capital or attracting more investors. You want to do this because you want to know how much your business is worth before you can even issue shares or equity in the company. This is important for a lot of founders and other entrepreneurs because they don't want to give too much away. That's usually what the case. They don't want to give too much away. They might give a little bit, but not too much away. And you don't really want to rely on the investors or the hedge fund or private equity companies to determine how much your business is worth. You want to have your own report and also have someone explain to you how much your business is worth and work through that exercise. Don't ever rely only on their due diligence, but you need your own. The next one is strategic growth. A lot of times business owners are very passionate about what they do. They just love what they do and they just want to continue growing. Here's an example. They may have a growth plan at 40% of market share, currently at 20%. So what they would do is they can't achieve that with revenues in the next 1 to 2 years unless they have a unicorn product or service. And most of those don't exist. Those are like 1 out of 100. So what they need to do is act strategically by acquiring another business. And by acquiring that business to be a part of the strategic analysis and the strategic goals, they will achieve that 40% market share. But they can't do that with revenue, so what they will do is usually buy another business and merge it together so you can own more of the market share. Usually when you have people like this or groups like this or investors or teams or founders or whoever they may be, they usually have robust systems, usually a strong accounting team, finance team, and more importantly is a good corporate strategy team, because they're going to do all the industry research, all the market analysis in order to position that business against its competitors by achieving its 40% market goals. These are usually more complex topics, but I will definitely talk more about this. But this is another reason why people need a valuation. The bonus one is because you want to retire. You're throwing in a towel, and like they all say, all good things must come to an end. This is probably super important for someone starting their business just for a different reason, only because they need to have enough capital for the rest of their life. So usually they would just throw in a towel and just go on their life. So here's an example. Let's say, for instance, you come talk to your kids and then none of them want to run the business. They say, hey dad, hey mom, I want to be an actor, or I want to be the next Taylor Swift. You being a good parent supports that. You sell your business, you fund your lifestyle, and you also fund the lifestyle for your kids, and you don't have to worry about any headaches, no payroll costs, management reviews, your friends telling you what products or services you should offer with them not reading the industry. But you usually get step back, throw in the towel, and just enjoy the rest of your life because you put in the hard work. This is probably one of the most important ones a person should sell, only because they're getting all that value and they're going to be living off those proceeds for the rest of their life. Those are the reasons why you want to get a business valuation. I must note, this is actually important. Sometimes people don't just get a valuation. They get a valuation with the end goal of selling. Sometimes people get a valuation for another purpose. So the valuations are always needed in order for the end goal. Without it, you're kind of in the dark. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what your value is. You can't offer investors money. You can't start your business. Someone can lowball you. For whatever reason though, you have to get the valuation for that business for whatever reason. So this doesn't really move. The end goal may be different, but the valuation is always present. While there are other reasons why people may get a valuation, and we'll talk more about those, but these are some of the most important reasons that I'm seeing in my current industry and the people that I talk to. But besides that, these are the top reasons. Thanks again. Look for some more content. I look forward to talking to you guys and speaking to you guys. Leave some notes in the comments. Any questions? What's your favorite way or reason that you would want to get a valuation? Thank you and have a great time. Bye.